Welcome to the SEC Unfiltered channel. I am your college basketball host, Dave Shumate, bringing you your February 17th, 2025 SEC basketball rankings. We had a phenomenal weekend. Auburn gets the big win, stands tall, and Tuscaloosa flexes its muscles. Mississippi State sweeps Ole Miss. Where's Missouri going to end up in these power rankings, folks? 5 teams fighting for those last bubble spots. How do they shake out in the real rankings? It real matters. AP, hey, 9 top 25 teams. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is the only rankings that matter. But, guys, these rankings are brought to you by our new proud title sponsor, FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $150 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet, folks. But let's get right into it. Let me pull up the power rankings here for you. There it is. Just take it all in all our glory. We're going to sit there for 3 seconds. What do you think? You should have your mind made up, folks. You should have your mind made up. But let's get right to it, guys. You know what we do here. Number 16, South Carolina, 10-15, 0-12 in league play, 91st in the net rankings right now. It kind of is what it is with them right now. I mean, they're over. Do I think they could beat Oklahoma and LSU, or really probably Georgia or Texas on a given day, or even Arkansas or anybody? I mean, could have had Auburn down to the wire, had Florida, had Mississippi State, had Vandy in Nashville. It's a legit conversation now. Does South Carolina get an SEC win? I think it's a fair conversation right now. I don't think they're as bad as the record saying it again. I'm not trying to blow smoke up you. You know what? I'm just being honest. I don't think you watch them and think they're a bad team, but you are what your record says you are right now in these rankings, and you're 0-12, so there you're going to sit at the 16th spot, last spot in the league. Going to number 15, the Oklahoma Sooners, they could be 16th, and I think I wouldn't argue with you. 16-9, 3-9, 52nd in net rankings. Just faded down the stretch. Remember, they were one of 3 teams, Tennessee, Florida, and Oklahoma, that came into conference play undefeated. Undefeated, folks. Undefeated. It's been downhill, really, since then. It's been completely downhill since then. 3-9 league play. I don't think they're going to make the NCAA tournament. I tweeted it. I said I tweeted it today. I don't think Georgia and Oklahoma are going to make the NCAA tournament. I think they're in that group of 5, but at some point you got to start collecting wins. I think LSU comes in at 14th. Massive win this week going over to Oklahoma. Maybe not massive. Big win. I don't think they're going to make the tournament either. Matt McMahon's third year, but they're 13-12, 2-10 in conference, 82nd net. LSU just is. They are what they are. After they lost Reed, you knew this team wasn't ever going to do a ton of damage, but they fought back. This team has not quit, kind of led by Cam Carter there, but the Tigers coming in at 14th. Number 13, the Georgia Bulldogs, 16-10, 4-9, 39th in net rankings. Again, they're in that kind of boat to Oklahoma with me. Kind of just faded down the stretch, 4-9 now. Like I mentioned, Oklahoma 3-9. You got to get to that 7-win total at least. 8, you're probably pretty good at 8-10. You got to get to 7-11 if you want to make a tournament. I don't see it. I don't know if I see Georgia getting 3 or 4 more wins. And I think Georgia's one of those teams that's going to have to be at 8 to get in. Oklahoma, with them going undefeated, maybe 16-9, 3-9. And I say that about Georgia. Maybe I'm wrong. That St. John's game, that St. John's win is aging well. I mean, they're in first place in the Big East. So Georgia, disappointed though. Got to get it going, and got some tough games coming up too. But number 12, Texas, 16-10, 5-8, 31st in the net rankings. Thought they were one of the bigger winners on Saturday, getting the home win against a banged up Kentucky team without Lamont Butler. Also, Andrew Carr still banged up. Obviously, Kirk Reese is probably not going to come out. So I thought it was a big win for Texas, getting it over a lingering Texas, an injured, I should say, Kentucky team. Texas kind of had to have it. Lost Alabama in the midweek. Won Alabama's better games, honestly. Shot 58% from beyond the arc. Texas is what they are right now. 16-10, 5-8, 31st in net. I lean towards them kind of being one of the teams that's in the NCAA tournament right now. They haven't been playing that bad, really, outside of that Alabama game. Number 11, Arkansas, 15-10, 4-8, 42nd. Tough loss in College Station. Got a win against LSU midweek. Now, I mean, it is what they're going to have a big push into it. Remember, they need to probably get to 8. Again, their Michigan win. Michigan's in first place in the Big Ten. Some of these teams on the bubble, Arkansas, Georgia, they've wins against St. John's and Michigan. And those are looking better right now on the resume. Say Arkansas, exact similar boat is those other 5 teams. Really 4. I would say Vanderbilt's another couple wins away from locking it in to me and making it 10 from the SEC. I think it's 9 right now. I think 5, really 4 probably. Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas and Georgia sitting there battling it out. That's why I'm not a subscriber to 13 teams getting into the tournament, guys. That'd be 4 out of those 5 teams, if you include Vanderbilt, making the NCAA tournament. I don't think that happens when you factor in teams that have to start accounting for losses when they play each other. Number 10, Kentucky. Maybe too low in Kentucky. I could argue maybe them being ahead of Vandy. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I just think Vanderbilt on a neutral floor would beat Kentucky right now, like they did in Nashville a couple weeks ago. Kentucky 17-8, 6-6, 17th in net. Just they're banged up, man. They're just banged up. I think when they're all healthy, if you bring back Kirk Kriisa, go back to their Duke game, and I know that was back in November months ago. If they had all those guys healthy, I like this team. It's just they're banged up. I just don't overall like this team. Number 9, Vanderbilt 17-8, 5-7, 41st in net rankings. I threw them in that group of 5, but I think they're playing. I wasn't that unimpressed with them Saturday in Knoxville. I mean, they had a double-digit 15-point lead, blew it. Edwards is going off to keep them in it. Just too tough. I didn't think they were terrible against Auburn. They got hit in the mouth early. They bounced back, and they made that game a game in the under 8-minute timeout in the second half against Auburn. Vanderbilt, Mark Byington, very much an improved team there. I mean, I'm not trying to piss Vanderbilt fans off, but if I'm Indiana or somebody, I may give a look at Mark Byington. Done a hell of a job at JMU, then first year at Vanderbilt doing a phenomenal job. Let's go to the state of Mississippi, though, back-to-back here. Not trying to ruin it for you, but Ole Miss, 19-7, 8-5, 25th in the net. What do you say about the Rebs? What do you say? Got swept by Mississippi State. Ole Miss, that team, they're going to make the tournament. I just don't think they're going to finish in the top 4 here. I think that was probably the goal. They could be a dangerous out. I think the ceiling's 16th. It's going to come down to how Matthew Morrell and Jamin Brakefield play. I mean, I think you know what you're going to get with Sean Padua. Malik Diaz been inconsistent, but I think the key to that team right off the bat there is definitely Matthew Morrell. He's consistently got to get going. If he's not getting it going, really does not matter. I mean, let's be honest. It really does not matter. I have them here 8th, just above Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt could beat Ole Miss right now, too. It's weird. That 10 through 9, I mean, it's really 11. I mean, we saw Arkansas beat Kentucky a couple weeks ago. It's just a tough league, man. Ole Miss is 8 right there. Mississippi State comes in at 7, 18-7, 6-6, 29th in that. No one needed a bigger win like that in the league, more so than Mississippi State. I thought Mississippi State and Texas were the two biggest winners from the weekend. I just sweeping Mississippi, Ole Miss, getting that big win at home, kind of dominated the second half was impressive, and they needed. They lost 3 of the last 4. Bama, Missouri, Florida. They've lost some home games, and really outside of losing them to Bama and Auburn and maybe Florida, and 2 of those 3 were in that. But you can't afford to lose many home games. So them going to pick up and stealing one on the road and making up for it, that's big for Chris Jans and them. But you know what else is big, folks? Do you know what else is big? It's our FanDuel partnership. And I got to show you guys. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just beginning, folks. The NBA action is just beginning for us here at the SEC Unfiltered channel. Again, go see your old favorite SEC players play the NBA with this one, because FanDuel is your home for NBA live betting. So even if you miss the first few minutes of the game or want to bet on the fourth quarter comeback, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. Plus, you can even combine your live bets in the same game parlay for a shot at bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers, get started with $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today. That's FanDuel.com/SECU for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports bet partner of the NBA. Disclaimer, must be 21 plus and present in the select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and older and present in D.C. First online money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. So restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 247-SUPPORT Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE/NY or text HOPENY in New York, guys. But let's get back into the action here. Coming at number 6, Tennessee Volunteers. I know some Tennessee fans did not take to this well. 21-5, 8-5 in league play, 5th in net. I'm just not high on Tennessee's ceiling, guys. I mean, if some of these games they didn't come from behind, weren't at home, they don't win them. I know you can say that about a lot of teams. Just Tennessee on a neutral floor or away from Knoxville. And I know they played Auburn down to the wire, Neville. That offense, again, you can disagree with me all you want. I just do not love the offense here. The ceiling, asking Zakai Ziegler, Chaz Lanier to be your consistent scorers night in, night out, be your bucket getters. I think it's too much of an ask, and it's making them do something outside their own rule, their own norm. So I don't like that from across the board there. That's why I think right now Missouri would beat Tennessee on a neutral floor. I know they played about 2 weeks ago in Knoxville, a game Missouri blew a lead. That game's in Missouri or a neutral site. Really a neutral site? I think Missouri would beat Tennessee right now. Speaking of Missouri, 5th, 19-6, 8-4 in league play, 16th in the net rankings. What do you say? Big opportunity on Wednesday, hosting Alabama. Alabama coming off the loss to Auburn. Missouri, Dennis Gates and the boys, scrappy bunch, create a bunch of turnovers, live at the free throw line. They're going to be a tough out at home. And I think it could be a tough out on a neutral floor. Someone else's building could be a little different. Right now, I think Missouri's playing pretty well. I got them at 5th. 4th, I think here's a little bit of a separation. We got A&M at 20-5, 9-3, 11th in net rankings. I mean, who finishes 4th in the SEC? A&M, Missouri, Tennessee. We're kind of in that realm right now. But I think A&M's playing at that spot right now. I think A&M, sneaky Final Four team because of their style and the guys that have been in that system. Henry Coleman, Wade Taylor, Anderson Garcia. I think they added 2 portal additions in Payne and Phelps that have been phenomenal additions for them. They got guys who understand their role. Solomon Washington. I just like this team. They've all played for Buzz Williams a lot. I don't think they got enough offense to go win it all, but to win 4 games in the NCAA tournament, potentially get their finish with a top 4 seed in the SEC to go get a double bye in Nashville, certainly. I think A&M's there, and I like them right there. Here's where we get a little separated. I think Florida and Alabama here. I'm going to have Florida at 3, as you can see, 22-3, 9-3 in league play, 4th in net. Alabama at 2, as you can see, 21-4, 10-2, 6th in net. I can't drop Alabama for losing to Auburn, and I know Florida beat Auburn just a week ago. I'm going to give the nod, though, to Bama, who still has the lead in the SEC right now. And I think if you wanted to move all Florida to 2, that's fine. Again, the AP poll did it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I think Alabama still is a little bit better than Florida. I think that floor is up there just a little bit more, and they're a little bit healthier right now. So, again, we could be splitting hairs here, and I wouldn't disagree with you if you had Florida at 2. Even if you wanted to go just beating Auburn as the tiebreaker. I'm okay with it. I mean, we're 1 game difference in overall record, 1 game difference in conference standings. That's why I want to say it. Then I think there's another gap, and we go to 1. I mean, I think Auburn is starting to get in that all-time great potential. And, again, I think they're going to win the SEC, could probably win the SEC tournament. Let's see how much they put into it. And then NCAA tournament, 1-game elimination, anything can happen. We've seen what Kentucky teams have done, the 14-15 Kentucky team that went into the NCAA tournament and lost. Auburn is a very complete team, folks, and I know a lot of us know that. It's just that the way they just answered the bell against Alabama, and I've said that all weekend since that loss, they just when Bama would cut it to 4-2 or even tied it in the second half, Auburn always answered it with either a big 3 from Chad Baker-Mazara to Todd Pettiford, just had massive answers, and you got to give a tip of cap to Bruce Pearl and them. I thought they were the best coaching staff on Saturday. They did a phenomenal job. Complete, deep team. They just got to stay healthy. Janiyah Broome, look, he re-injured that ankle a little bit. We'll see what happens with Chad Baker-Mazara's shoulder. But overall, though, I mean, I think Auburn's the no doubt. I think it's Auburn, a little bit of a gap, a little bit. Alabama and Auburn are in the same boat. Alabama and Florida in the same boat. Then I think you got a little bit of a gap, and it's A&M and Missouri. And Missouri could certainly beat Alabama on Wednesday. I'm not saying that. Just like overall big picture, guys. This isn't when you're looking at this isn't well, they beat them last week. It's just 1 game in your home on your home floor. So, it is what it is. But I think overall, though, I think it's about right. You can make some gripes, maybe Florida over Alabama, maybe Tennessee over Missouri if you wanted to, Kentucky over Vandy, sure. But I think overall, this is about right. I'm a golf clap for myself there. But, guys, I appreciate you joining me on this edition of the February 17th, 2025 SEC Basketball Power Rankings, guys. Remember, this segment was brought to you by our new title sponsor, FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $50 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Hey, for Dave Shumate, your head college basketball analyst here at the SEC Unfiltered channel, you have a phenomenal rest of your week.